Welcome to NocBro Nation.
What's going on, guys?
Hey guys, today we are actually back from taking a break from videos.
Yes, indeed.
Usually we pump out a couple videos over the weekend, but I was kind of busy, but more importantly, what were you up to on the weekend?
I do apologize. I was actually out sick. I was not feeling well, so we weren't able to record on our usual Monday, so we were behind a couple days on posting some vids. So
It's all right.
We'll make it up to you. We got some good videos
Well,
coming
today
here.
we're doing issue 171, Fear
the
Princess review. So, baka 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 baka. Yeah.
Awesome review. Like it actually, this issue completely took me by surprise. I didn't think the entire issue was gonna be what it turned out to be.
Yeah, it turns out we are following the crew that is meeting up with Stephanie, or on their way to meeting Stephanie. They're actually in Pittsburgh right now.
Right.
Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yeah, and so the whole issue was actually around them. And of course, it probably needs to be because we are meeting that new character.
Right. Well, I just didn't think, because they haven't even made it out of Pittsburgh yet.
Yeah.
They're just getting, as kind of where we start with the comic, we'll just jump right in, is that, well, at the beginning of the comic, it's with Eugene talking with Sadiq.
Kind of where we left off, where Sadiq comes forward and comes straight with Eugene and says, I was in love with Rosita. Mm-hmm. That's right where we pick up. He states to Eugene, I was in love with her. She was in love with me.
Right.
And
we hid it from you. We didn't tell you because we didn't want to hurt you.
And first you see Eugene really pissed off.
I figured he was just going to go, push, whoop, be gone. But he seemed pretty understanding. He was just like, towards the end of the conversation, he was just like, whatever, it's fine. She's got some bad taste in men or whatever, and
and they laughed. They
laughed about it. But Sadiq is really upset about it.
Yeah, he is, because he was in love with her. Now he says that she was in love with him, and then we get that quick panel of Rosita when she was coming forward to Eugene, back before the Whisperers came in, killed her. But she says that I'm not in love with him, and he's not in love with me.
It was kind of like a flashback in his mind, like, that's not what she told me, bro.
Yeah, like to Eugene, he's he was about to get pissed off about it, but then you can see that he's kind of working his own mind, saying, well, she didn't really love him, so whatever happened.
Whatever. Yeah. So they got over it. It was fine. I thought Eugene was gonna kill him, but it didn't happen.
I still don't think that the revelation of whose baby it was came out of that.
No,
so maybe it'll drop right there, maybe not, but
Yep. And so moving on to kind of where I was getting at was, they haven't even made it out of Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh yet. So we get right to the group, and they're just right at the edge. So they've actually gone through the city. Yeah. They're on the other side to the edge of Pittsburgh, and that's kind of like where the whole group is starting.
Yeah, and they do mention that they had the night went smoothly. And at this point, from the previous comic, they walked into this city with it just looking completely abandoned. Right. Now, what we know from Walking Dead, the world of the Walking Dead is the worst place to be. That's where all those most populated areas, so there's going to be more zombies.
Yeah. So for them to be able to go all the way through Pittsburgh and not have any issue and not hear a sound, not hear any walkers, they're like, okay, this is a little bit strange. And Michonne is pretty funny. She's like, I'm gonna try something here really quick, but get ready to run.
Yeah, get ready to ride
if this happens. And you see two pages, this huge panel.
Love the panel.
Love the panel. She's just like, hello, is anyone out there? Just screaming, and it's pretty, crickets. For a couple panels, a little couple shots, and then Eugene turns around. You see him says, and we get a glimpse of the figure.
The shocked look on his face, and then of course we get the at that point I'm like, of course we knew that the princess was coming, but if they didn't have the cover of the princess, you would think that it would be like this huge horde of zombies coming or something, or walkers.
That's what sucked. That's what kind of blew it for me. It's like I figured, oh guys, are gonna be walkers? Oh no,
right?
It's gonna be her.
You almost wish if they just on the cover, this would be cool if maybe they had a gun with the pink coat laying on the ground,
like
or
more
something
of a
like that.
More of a silhouette.
Yeah,
or something.
and we were secretly introduced to this new character. That'd be cool. But hey, whatever. I'm not complaining because it is an awesome cover.
It's awesome. And then you see her just standing, boom, right there. She's got this massive gun up on her shoulder. Yeah. What does she say? She's like, sup. And they're kind of worried. They're like, oh my God, here's this chick. Yeah. Massive. I mean, she has like I don't know, it's not really a Gatling gun, but a massive machine gun.
It's an AK-47.
Yeah, it's a massive machine gun.
And assault rifle.
Right. And Michonne's like, oh, sorry, you startled us, and are you here to attack us or something? And she's like,
Yeah, Michonne right off the bat is on the defensive. Mm-hmm. Like, they startled them, or she startled them, and immediately the first thought is, we don't trust this person.
Right. Yeah. And so, the princess, well, I'll call her for now.
I forgot what her real name was.
It's Juanita Martinez.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I don't like the name Juanita. Call me princess. And
because Queen makes her seem too old. Too old. Too old. So what she tells the group is that I'm the princess of Pittsburgh.
Right. Princess of Pittsburgh.
That's awesome.
So what's interesting, what's cool about this part is like she's got the gun on her shoulder, it's pointing upwards, and so they're like, are you going to attack us? And she's like, if I had the gun pointed at you like this, then that would be showing you I'd be attacking.
That's the dangerous end.
That's the dangerous end. But when it's up like this, that's to say hello. It's not dangerous, but it's at the ready. Yeah. So she's like, her attitude is what Josh mentioned this before we started recording. He's like, I love the princess. It reminds me of a female Negan.
Yeah.
And her attitude and the craziness reminds me of Negan. Yeah,
She's
pretty funny.
I almost wish that I could go to a panel and ask Kirkman, did you maybe design the princess a little bit like a female version of Negan?
Right.
But look, it's only been one issue. We don't really have much from her yet. But you could see the temper. Like she even says she has a temper.
Yeah.
When she says that comment to Michonne, you can see the anger coming in
quickly.
Yeah, and she talks a lot.
Yeah. And so I had to count how many times, because she kept saying, I've been on my own for so long. I haven't talked to anybody for so long.
Yeah.
And she said she's been there, a year?
A year.
I mean, yes, a year is a long time on your own.
So, again, we're trusting her, and so is the crew at this point, that she's been there for a year. She's been alone for a year.
Right.
So I kind of told you earlier before the video, too, that it's kind of like I Am Legend with Will Smith, and his character was alone for so many years, and it kind of, mentally, it screws with you. You think I'll be good, being alone, but after a week, 2 weeks, imagine what that's doing to your mind.
And that's why we get to see she had so much dialogue. She just kept going and going and going and going and going, which was great. I mean, she's given some backstory about herself in a sense. She kept repeating herself, saying she's been there alone.
She didn't really say too much.
Not too much about herself, but she kept saying, okay, she even made the point to where, no, that comes afterwards. So at first she actually does start shooting because walkers actually came behind them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You think that these walkers would have just came up at any point, but no, they picked they're the ninja walkers. They come out of nowhere and they pick a point to come after.
She puts her goggles down, and then all the panels just
she's basically hold on a second, and
between them. And so Michonne's like, okay, now we got to get out of here because we've made noise. And she and the princess asks if she can go with them, and at first they were like, no, we don't. We have no idea who you are. And this is where she goes in a lot of her dialogue. She's like, look, it's like I've been alone for so long, but I'm cool. You can trust me. I'm cool. And just, yep. It's actually hilarious.
And another thing that I want to bring up is in our predictions video for this, we actually mentioned the hair. Where the hell do you get dye in an apocalyptic world?
She tells you.
She states that with all the buildings being abandoned, she's like, you wouldn't believe how much dye there is.
Yeah. She's like, I'm just a little girl with a pink coat, purple dye in my hair. I want to be with a group of people. It's been so long. She mentions that again. It's been so long that she's been around people, and she's like, just please let me come. And they finally say that's cool.
And she also says, look, if I wanted to kill you, I could probably mow through maybe one or two of you and kill you with my gun, but it would be a death mission because you would eventually kill me. Someone would kill me. Right. I wouldn't get through too many people.
Right. So she's stating it would be pretty. Yes, I could probably kill some of you, but I'd probably end up dying myself. So why would I attack you?
Yeah,
you know
why would I do that?
Why would I do it?
Yeah.
So they eventually allow her to come, and I think Magna or Yumiko gives up her horse and says, "I can ride with Magna."
Of course she will.
Of course.
Here, have my horse. I'll ride with my lover, Magna.
We're hoping to see some more information on that. No,
yes.
Just kidding.
I am.
So they're, and she's like, "Oh, we just got to stop over and pick up some supplies." And then Michonne again gets on the defensive, like, "Wait, you're wanting to lead us to a different area to pick up supplies?
Yeah.
I don't know about that." And so the princess is like, "Look, how about this? Take my gun, point it at me the whole way if you want, whatever. She's like, I don't want to leave this stuff here so for anyone to take or for anyone to find." So she came up with a nice compromise for them to go with her to pick up her stuff.
So it was basically Michonne following her from behind, pointing the gun at her the whole time.
Yeah.
We'll get into this in predictions videos, but how much stuff could you really drag on a horse? Is this a ploy? We certainly kind of get a little indication of that. So as they're walking, she gets to her home or
just like a massive building.
Yeah, her hideout or whatever. It's a massive abandoned building. Well, we assume that it's abandoned.
Right.
And she yells out, "Look, I've brought you 3 horses," or
like,
look what we got. You won't believe what I found. 3 horses or something.
She's like, "Hey, look what we got, boys. 3 horses."
Yeah.
And immediately Michonne's like, "Holy shit. No. If I don't see somebody's hand, if I see somebody's head move without seeing their hands first, I am blowing her head off." So they're prepared, because at first, even I think like Yumiko or Magna said, kind of quietly, like, "Hey, this looks, something's up. Stay alert.
Right.
Something's up. Stay alert." So, and then what does the princess do? She starts laughing.
She starts laughing, like almost like hitting her leg, like laughing, saying, I'm joking.
And Michonne looks so pissed. Last panel, Michonne looks so mad. Like, you would completely, like, they could have just killed her right then and there for thinking that she let him into her trap.
Yeah, she basically says, "There's no one there. Hold on to my gun. I'll be right back."
So, I mean, her personality is really, from what we know of her right now, is someone who, from what we know, has been alone for a long time, very jittery, gets angry really quickly, but
has a temper,
but still likes to communicate with people. And I kind of understand. Maybe I think she either likes to talk a lot, or she has been away from people for so long, and that's why she had so much dialogue in it.
Yeah.
So
it was a really good issue, and I did say that it's kind of like a Negan, but I do want to say, obviously, not the cussing. So she's a little tamed down. But we don't know yet if she's still a good person or not. She could go into there and come back with a whole crew out, like walking out with the whole crew.
Right.
We have no idea. We'll definitely get into that in our predictions. But guys, I think it was an awesome issue.
A great issue. And, this, like I said, this completely took me by surprise of how this issue went. I would have figured, I thought possibly before that this might have been Stephanie.
Same here.
They would have gotten all the way to their destination in Ohio, at least, or closer. And so for 2 issues now, they haven't made it out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And so now after this, we're going to see if, we'll get into predictions, but are they going to jump right into it? Or are they going to back off? This will be a different issue on something else. But I'm excited to see what happens after this.
We still got 4 issues in the arc, so I certainly hope we get to see more traveling from them.
I like to see everybody on the road. That's one of the best parts I like. So let us know what you thought of 171, because we truly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
absolutely sweet. So
let us know what you think of the princess. Everything.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And also, we showed at the beginning there was a variant cover that came out, which was pretty sweet. So they also had a pink version, which, for an extra, from what I've been seeing, $75 and $100 on eBay, it has an additional 7 pages from the next issue. From what we're told,
from 172.
It's just the first 7 pages of the 172.
Yeah.
So,
and that was confirmed by Robert Kirkman, guys. Yeah. So not only is the first 7 pages of 172 in that pink variant, when I say pink, the signature of the artist that did the variant is pink instead of like a neon blue or a bluish hueish.
Right? Yeah. It was like a green, I think, or something. Yeah.
Keep in mind, guys, this isn't a signature. It is literally just the stamp colored in a different color.
Right.
Like, honestly, I can wait for 7 issues, in my opinion, for 7 pages.
Right, but the variant is really cool. Definitely pick that up, because I love, that the variant showing Rick going through the mount, the crowd of walkers. But anyway, we are done here for the night. Follow us on Twitter, like the video, subscribe to help grow the channel, and let us know what you think. We are NocBro Nation.
We're out.